Hi everyone. We all know that adversity is the best teacher, and this pandemic is teaching us a lot all the time. There is this observation I had during this time and I want to share it with you all. It's a bit long, so please bear with me and listen to me till the end. It's an ordinary experience of a mother and child. My husband, Tarun, went to meet his mom once the lockdown opened up. It was almost a month they hadn't seen each other, and Ma was so eager and happy to see Tarun, and she wanted to hug him. As Tarun was returning from factory and had been in contact with many people, he wasn't sure of going close to Ma, and we are not sure how safe and unsafe today's time is. It's all in the unknown. Ma was in tears and said, "I don't care about Corona, I just want to hug you better." She was in tears and Tarun was overwhelmed too. This scene took me to an incident years back when I was pregnant and my first child. My in-laws wanted me to have the best milk, as milk was my favorite and I would drink 3 glasses, and I loved homemade ghee. How can I forget how much weight I had put on then? They arranged a cow to be brought at the doorstep. Every morning and evening, the milkman would bring the cow, and one of us would stand there to watch so that he doesn't add water. In between, for a few weeks, he didn't come, as a cow had delivered a baby calf. We were so upset as we didn't have the milk to drink, and I didn't like the bottled milk or the canned milk. Then one day, he showed up with the cow and the baby calf. I touched the baby calf and found her so cute. He allowed the calf to suckle little milk and then pulled the calf and tied her away from the mother. Then tied the legs of the cow to save himself from the kicks and started to milk from her udder. Mother cow struggled to free herself and to go to the child, and the baby calf was crying to reach her mother. Innocently I asked, "What does the little calf have?" And he said, "We give her grass and take care of her, you don't worry." And you know what? Tarun and Ma were standing exactly where the cow and the calf were separated and tied apart. I wonder, why wasn't I sensitive to the cow and the baby then? The conditioning we have and the insensitivity we are living around, or closed our eyes to these. That as a woman or even a mother, I allowed this to happen in front of me, to another mother and child. And I would be upset if the milkman's cow didn't give enough milk, and give him an ultimatum that we will start to look for another milkman whose cows give enough milk. I thought that cow is a machine. Most of us still believe that, isn't it? I feel devastated today for my own approach. What was I thinking? What went wrong in the conditioning from our older generation or Lord Krishna's time? Some facts I hope I knew, I was told, or I was aware. Cows need to be pregnant, but their cycle is different. Unlike humans, they mate seasonally and only to reproduce and not for pleasure. To maintain a bull for mating is expensive, so humans took control of the pregnancy by artificially inseminating the cow, which is very painful and not a natural process. Maybe it's not their seasonal time to get pregnant, but we take that right away too, for them to feel or to choose. Now, humans make them pregnant, and the cows keep the baby for 9 months in their womb, exactly like how human mothers do. Give birth, and then, after the first feed, the delicate baby calf starts to walk towards the mother, wants to be next to the mother, wants to feel her warmth, feel safe, and wants to be fed. That's the natural process in all relationships of mother and child. But it's not the same for the cow and the calf's journey. If it's a female calf, they will keep her, and if it's a male calf, no place, no money to keep him, so he goes to the slaughter home to become our bags, shoes, and food. Cows produce milk for 10 months like human mothers. But that's what we are doing. Our needs are more than the calf's need. Would I share my milk with any other baby? No. So, we take away the calf's milk. Our needs are more important. We need the calf's milk for our children, our mithais, our desserts, our coffee, tea, paneer, chocolate. Our demands are increasing and there is no limit. There are not enough cows for demand we have and we are creating. The cows are given oxytocin injections which increase the flow of the milk but reduce her lifespan. And it's carcinogenic for human bodies. The increased cases of the cancer, it's not a surprise. What are we doing and talking about himsa and ahimsa? I think what I missed asking was the question, why and how? Why do we need milk? How is it made? Does our body need it? Do we really need milk even after we grow up? After we as a family gave up dairy, we haven't had any deficiency as conditioned that where will we get our calcium from? In fact, we are much more healthier without the cocktails of pus, hormones, antibiotics, pesticides, urea, which are all in the milk and very harmful and carcinogenic for human body, which is the biggest cause of weak immunity, weak gut and many lifestyle diseases. Today, being Janmashtami, being birth of Lord Krishna, a baby, Lord Krishna was called the Makhan Chor too. I'm sure that in that era, they gave milk to the baby calf first and whatever little was left was consumed by humans and that wasn't enough. So they had to hide it from Lord Krishna. Does it make sense? And how can we take away the right of babies of any species on their mother's milk? We need to. The nutrients, calcium and protein in the cow's milk is much more than the human mother's milk, which is very heavy for our babies, our bodies, which is the biggest cause of all ailments and diseases. Our mother's milk and cow's milk are designed only for their own babies. How can nature be wrong and say that milk is important and I made a mistake by not giving enough milk to mothers to feed their human babies and even when they grow up for their desserts and mithais. So now please go to the cows, goats, horses, camels and take their milk and use it for your consumption. And then we doubt that nature forgot to give us calcium and only cow's milk has calcium. Really? We forgot to ask, where does cow get their calcium from? Grass, leaves, plants and grains. So let us all have it directly and it's all given in abundance and for all of us and even for the animals. I go back to the incident of mother and son experience. Yes, this is what the universe is screaming to all of us in different ways. We all are compassionate beings but victims of evolution and innovation. We all are seeing the consequences. Let's all wake up and stand for each other and every species or they will need to give another scream. When we want love, peace and understanding, we need to first display this. Just be more kind and compassionate to all species, environment, planet and to our own self. It is that simple. Be vegan. To be vegan means being compassionate. It's not a cult, religion or a diet.